Welcome back to the channel. With summer vibes heating up and TikTok buzzing about self-tanning hacks and Dior glow secrets, everyone's obsessed with getting that perfect sun-kissed look without frying under UV rays. Did you know skin cancer rates are spiking globally? Today, we're cracking open Dior Solar the Self-Tanning Gel, a luxe product promising a golden tan, hydration, and zero streaks. Curious how it pulls that off? What's the secret sauce behind that radiant glow? Stick with me for an exclusive deep dive into the science. Trust me, you won't find this level of detail anywhere else, and we're spilling it all right now. Alright, let's get into it. Self-tanning is totally having a moment, right? More and more of us are ditching the sunbathing scene because, let's face it, UV rays are no joke. They age your skin and up your risk of damage. Enter Dior Solar the Self-Tanning Gel, a fancy little tube that says it'll give you a gradual, customizable tan, keep your skin hydrated, and glide on without those dreaded streaks. But here's the big question. Does it actually work? Can a gel really transform your skin like a day at the beach, minus the sunburn? Today, we're going full science mode to figure out what's happening under the surface, literally, and whether this 59-pound gem is worth your cash. Let's dive into the chemistry first. So, how does self-tanning even happen? Have you ever wondered what magic turns your pale skin into a bronzed masterpiece? The star of the show here is something called dihydroxyacetone, DHA for short. It's a simple sugar, and when you rub it onto your skin, it starts a chemical party with the amino acids hanging out in your dead skin cells. This reaction's got a fancy name, the Maillard reaction. Yep, the same thing that browns your toast or sears a steak. It creates these brownish pigments called melanoidins, and boom, that's your tan. No sun needed, just pure chemistry at work. But Dior's not stopping at DHA. They've tossed in something extra cool, Plectranthus barbatus root extract. Ever heard of it? Probably not. It's a plant extract with a compound called forskolin inside. Now, forskolin's wild because it might actually kick your skin's melanin production into gear. Melanin's the natural pigment that gives you a real tan, so while DHA is faking it on the surface, forskolin could be boosting things underneath. Scientists are still digging into how well this works in self-tanners, but the idea alone is next level. So, does this mean Dior's tan lasts longer or looks more legit? We'll circle back to that soon. Hey, if you're loving this science-wide breakdown of self-tanning, do me a solid. Smash that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. It helps us keep dropping these deep dives for you, and I'd love to have you along for more. Okay, let's shift gears. Ever used a self-tanner that left your skin feeling like the Sahara Desert? Not fun. Dior says their gel's different. It's supposed to hydrate your skin, and they've even got a stat to back it up. 67% more hydration after 6 hours. Whoa, really? How do they pull that off? The secret's in the ingredients list, stuff like glycerin, propanediol, and diglycerin. These are humectants, which are basically moisture magnets. Glycerin's a classic. It sucks water from the air and locks it into your skin, keeping things soft and plump. But let's unpack that 67% claim. Dior tested it on 30 women, which sounds promising, but we're missing the juicy details. Did they use a fancy tool like a corneometer to measure moisture? What was the starting point? Without that, it's tough to say if it's legit science or just a flashy number for the box. Still, those humectants are solid players, so your skin's probably getting some love here. Have you ever noticed how some skincare feels amazing at first, but then dries out? This might dodge that trap. Let's see how it holds up with the texture next. Streaks, ugh, the nightmare of every self-tanner, right? Dior's all about dodging that mess with a lightweight, no-rinse gel that dries fast. So, what's making this stuff glide on like a dream? First up, dimethicon, a silicone that smooths everything out so you're not fighting patchy spots. Then there's alcohol, which speeds up drying time. Dior claims it sets in just 3 minutes. 3 minutes. That's clutch if you're rushing out the door. They've also got thickeners like xanthan gum and a mouthful of a chemical, hydroxyethyl acrylate / sodium acrylyl dimethyl tartrate copolymer, that keep the gel easy to spread. But here's the catch. Even with this slick setup, you've got to nail the application. Rub it in evenly, or streaks might still crash the party. And that quick dry claim? It's dope, but if it's humid or you slap on too much, it might take a bit longer. Ever tried a self-tanner that felt sticky forever? This one's aiming to skip that vibe entirely. Does it deliver? For most people, probably. Technique's still king though. Now, what about that customizable tan? Ever wanted a light glow one day and a deep bronze the next? Dior says you can build this tan up with more layers. That's standard with DHA. The more you apply, the darker it gets. They also say the tan sticks around for 96 hours, about 4 days, which tracks with most self-tanners. Your skin's shedding dead cells all the time, so that's when the color starts to fade. But here's where it gets spicy. They've added inositol. What's that, you ask? It's a sugar alcohol that might make your tan pop more and stick around longer. Some studies say inositol can rev up melanogenesis, which is just a fancy way of saying it could help your skin make more melanin. If that's true, it's like a turbo boost for your fake tan. Scientists are still figuring out how big a deal this is, but it's a cool twist. So, could this be the secret to a longer lasting glow? Maybe. We need more data, but it's intriguing. Dior's flexing hard with a claim that 90% of its gel's ingredients come from nature. Water, glycerin, plant extracts, sure, those can be natural. But what does natural origin even mean here? They're not spilling the full tea, so it's hard to tell if it's legit or just a buzzword. Plus, there's alcohol and fragrance in the mix. Love a nice scent? Cool, but if your skin's sensitive or dry, that alcohol might part you out, and the fragrance could take off your face. Ever had a product sting or itch? That's the risk here for some folks. Patch test it if you're unsure. Let's zoom in on Dior's Tan Beautifier Complex. It's got that Plectranthus barbatus extract with forskolin, inositol, and something called tocopherol acetate. The first two we've covered, but what's this last one? It's vitamin E, an antioxidant rock star. It won't tan you, but it fights off free radicals, those nasty molecules from pollution or UV rays that mess with your skin. Think of it like a shield keeping your glow game strong. Does it make the tan better? Not directly, but it's a nice bonus for skin health. Who doesn't want that? So, let's bring it home. What's the verdict on Dior Solar the self-tanning gel? Does it live up to the hype? The ingredients tell a solid story. DHA for the tan, humectants for hydration, and a silky texture to keep streaks away. That forskolin and inositol combo? Super unique, it might give you an edge over basic self-tanners, even if the jury's still out on how much they do. The downsides? Alcohol and fragrance could be deal breakers if your skin's picky, and that 90% natural claim's a bit fuzzy without more proof. At £59 for 150 milliliters, it's luxe for sure, but if you're into high-end vibes and don't mind a splurge, this could be your go-to. It's got the science, the smoothness, and a little something extra. Ever dreamed of a tan that's safe, buildable, and hydrating? This might just nail it, as long as you apply it like a pro. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Dior's self-tanning magic, hit subscribe and like this video. It means the world. Share it with your tan-loving crew, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay glowy, friends.